Allah will save you, will open the door for you. It was 7 doors, not one door, not one difficulty, but 7 difficulties. Okay? And there is no way to come out of this difficulty. But because you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you are sincere in your intent not to commit sin, Allah will save you and will open the door for you. Whenever he comes to the door is open. Whenever he comes to the door is open. With the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Until the last one was open, straight away he found her husband by the door. And in the verse, if you look at the book, it said, إِنَّهُ رَبِّي أَحْسَنَ مَثْوَايَ. If you look at the surah, you will find the verse saying, إِنَّهُ رَبِّي أَحْسَنَ مَثْوَايَ. Rabbi, what does he mean with Rabbi in this verse? Not Allah. Not Allah. He's talking about the Prime Minister. Rabbi, the one who brought me up. Okay? I can't cheat him. See? The sincerity. Another lesson here to learn, the sincerity. If you are working for someone, if someone he make a favor to you, you must be grateful to him. You shouldn't cheat him with any way. With any way. You shouldn't cheat him or deceive him. Yusuf is teaching us this lesson. That one of the reasons he refused to commit this crime with this woman, first, because he fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Secondly, because he is sincere and grateful to this man who brought him up, and the one who said, he is repeating the same word that the Prime Minister said to his wife in the beginning, Akrimi mathwa. Mathwa, his accommodation, his custody. Okay? So he's saying, Ahsana mathwai. Again, the same word. So, to teach us that the response must be from the same. If you are nice to me, I have to be nice to you. If you are good to me, I have to be good to you. Now this is we must learn from the stories in the Quran. Not just entertaining ourselves, just we are listening to learn the lessons from the soul. فألفيا سيدها لدى الباب. When they came to the last one, ألفيا, both of them, because she was running after him, started grabbing him from his clothes. Both of them, suddenly they find the man by the door. Okay? Straight away she turned the story upside down and she claimed that Yusuf, he was trying to rape her and she was running away from him. Okay? But the Prime Minister was clever enough. He knows his disability. Okay? So he let Yusuf run away to his room and he said to her, just forget what happened and go back to your room. It means he is telling her that I understand that you are the one who was after him, not him. But anyway, this can teach us also something, the forgiveness. the forgiveness. Okay? So, although he found her in this situation, but he forgave her and said, go back. Because this is to answer our enemies who are saying, see, Islam is doing that, is killing, stoning, is doing that. Well, this is the Quran. And if you see the condition of stoning, no one will fulfill these conditions. Because the Quran said 4 witnesses. How? And when a man came to Prophet Muhammad and he told him, I found a man and woman, they are committing adultery. Prophet said, لو سترتهما بثوبك لكان خيرا لك. If you cover them with your clothes to hide them from the people, it was much better for you than to come to tell me. Okay? This is Islam. But unfortunately, our enemies, they are picking. Yes. Because we are not telling it, we are not explaining it to them. We are running the honor killing straight away. Just if we have a rumor, if we have something, straight away, slaughter him or kill him. We didn't think. I read that this is your Quran. It's not my Quran, it's your Quran. But unfortunately, because we are not educating ourselves and not raising awareness among the others, and the same punishment of the stoning also in the Torah, in the Old Testament, it is the same, no difference. It is in the Torah. And when Prophet ﷺ implemented that, he adopted that from the Torah, from the Old Testament. Okay? So, then, straight away, a man came. This man was her relative. Because, you know, in the palace, the servant and the slaves and this stuff, so when this happened, this noise took place, of course, the people started to come. Okay? So, this man came. He didn't see Yusuf. He didn't see him because Yusuf ran to his room. The man asked him to go because he would like to cover the issue. He doesn't like to make a scandal. So he let Yusuf to go, and this is to be looked as a fight between the prime minister and his wife, because no third person exists. Yusuf gone to his room. When this man, because of her relative, came, and he know the issue, because she's still accusing Yusuf alayhi salam. The man, he has a wisdom. He was a clever. The prime minister is a clever from the beginning. He knows. He was sure that Yusuf is innocent. The other man, he said, okay, let us see. If his shirt, his clothes, was ripped from the back, then he is saying the truth, and she is a liar. But if his shirt was ripped from the front, then he is a liar, and she is saying the truth. So they called Yusuf alayhi salam. So his shirt was ripped from the back. So استغفري لذنبك إنك كنت من الخاطئين. Do istighfar because you are the sinner. You are the wrongdoing. Okay? So Here we mention something. Later on, after the death of her husband, and after Yusuf went to the prison and he came out after the dream of the king and all these issues, and he became the prime minister and all this stuff. Okay. Later on, Yusuf alayhi salam, he married this woman. Okay, later on, and we will mention that. But just I would like to get the lesson from here. Okay, if you leave something haram for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will give it to you in halal way. If you leave something haram and not to do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will give it to you in halal way. So he left Zulaykha, although she is very beautiful and she is the master lady in Egypt. He left her for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Later on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave her to him in halal way. It's clear? Should I say again? Okay? So, say again?
It's clear.
It's clear. Alhamdulillah.
How long after did it happen?
It's years, not specific, because he's been in the prison many years. There is something miracle will happen later on. I will tell you about it. Okay. So then the rumors started to run out of the palace. And the upper class ladies, they started to get the information, the news about what happened, and they had send the information out. The servant, the slaves. Another lesson we need to learn. If we are in the position to have a slave or to have a servant, we must choose that the best way, because they are living amongst ourselves. So very easy for them to transfer the information or the news or the secrets outside. Okay? So then we should think why we need to use the servant and slaves, why we didn't use ourselves. So this is another thing to learn, that we need to help ourselves. And this is one of the ways for Islam to stop the servant and the slaves, because Islam fighting the slavery. Okay, so if you are concerned about your issues, family issues, keep it inside yourself. Don't use the slaves and the servant to make sure. Then, in this way, you will help the servant, you will help the slaves, okay, to live their life, okay, without using them. Okay, so the information. And this is the second thing after the wife of Al-Aziz that mentioned in the Quran, okay, Niswa, the woman. Because we mentioned that the wife of the Prime Minister, and the one after that, which will be number 8, this is Niswa, the women in the upper class, of the upper class people in Egypt at that time. The news came to them, so they were very happy, because now they will humiliate. You know, the jealousy among those people. Okay, so she is the wife of the prime minister, and she is thinking herself something, and she is beautiful. So this is a fault. They uphold that, and they started to make stories around her and to humiliate her. Okay. قال نسوة في المدينة. نسوة, just the plural of امرأة, because there's something in the Arabic language. Niswa is a plural, but has no singular. يعني رجال, men, they is plural, but the singular is رجل, man. But niswa, no singular. The singular, imra'a, not from the same root. Not from the same root. Okay? So some expression like that will meet us in the Arabic language. So these ladies, and also something else, niswa looks as addressing the upper class ladies in the city in Egypt. امرأة العزيز تراود فتاها عن نفسه قد شغفها حبا. The wife of the prime minister tried to get her slave or her boy. She would like to commit sin with him. قد شغفها حبا, يعني his love attached to her heart. يعني it went into her heart. Not just she likes him. No, she is deeply loves him. Deeply. The love of him came into her heart. Into her heart. شغفها حبا. يعني she was mad about him. Okay? So she sacrificed by her position, by her honor, and she ran after him. تراود فتاها عن نفسه قد شغفها حبا. She is completely mad, and she humiliated herself, and she went down, and these issues. Okay? So she had, لما علمت بمكرهن, when she had the rumor and the talk they are saying about her, she clever also. She is clever. She tried to just to tell him that she has excuse for that. Of course, it's no excuse, but if you got someone criminal and ask him why you commit your crime, okay, he will start to justify. I stole the money from the bank because my son was ill, or my mother was ill, or my wife. Yeah, some excuse, justification. Okay, he tried to convince you that he is innocent. He just done that because of that. No justification for any crime. No justification for any sin. Okay, but she tried to repair the damage happened to her position. She invited them. She invited them for a cup of tea or for something. And she, that in the Arab culture, and I'm sure that also in Asian culture, sometimes the sitting room, not a sofa like we have now, okay, but something in the corner, something to sit, cushions, okay, so something like that, the culture. So she prepared that for them, and she invited them, and she prepared some fruit with the knives, to be peeled with the knife, like orange, something like that, to be peeled with the knives. And she sharpened the knives. They make the knives very sharp. Okay? And when they came in, she offered them that. Okay? Nothing yet. They are sitting. They started to build the orange. When she saw that, she called Yusuf alayhi salam to come in. When he came in, my God, all of them, okay, and they started to, without looking, peeling the orange and cutting their hand. And the blood is coming out. Okay? So, قالوا ما هذا بشر إن هذا إلا. He's not a human being. He's an angel. Okay? So, then when she saw that they are cutting their hand, okay, she said, see, you are blaming me. Just because you saw him second, you cut your hands. You harm yourselves. What about me? I'm living with him. She's trying to justify what she has done. No one can. If you can't justify because you saw him for a second, just you started to cut your hands. What about me? I'm living with him. Okay? She's trying to justify her crime. Okay? So, but this is the woman was mentioned in the Quran in this incident, in this story. Okay? Later on, after he went to the prison and he came out of the prison, in this time her husband, the Prime Minister, his name was Itfir. Okay? This is his name. Okay? So, Itfir was passed away. Okay? So, and his position was empty. The king hasn't appointed someone else to replace him. So, this is the reason that Yusuf alayhi salam, after he interpreted the dream of the king, before he asked the king to appoint him as a treasury minister, the prime minister, okay, he asked first, he called first Zulaykha, the wife of the ex-prime minister or the former prime minister, and he asked the king to call the woman again, the upper class people who attended this incident. And he said, ask them if I am guilty, if I'm a sinner or not. He would like to purify himself, his reputation first. He would like them to state that he is not a sinner, is not a guilty, because he was sent to the prison. Okay? So, the king, he called Zulaykha and he called the woman. Then they stated that ما علمنا عنه من سوء. We didn't heard any bad about him. And he also, Zulaykha, she stated that أنا راودته عن نفسه. I am the one who tried him, not him. And he doesn't respond. Okay? So now he is clear. Then he asked to be the treasure minister. قال اجعلني على خزائن الأرض. Appoint me to save the treasure of the earth. Because he only will be treasure minister for Egypt. But Egypt at that time was the whole earth. Because only the place has a civilization, has agriculture, has all these issues. She was supplying the whole earth with the food at that time. Now, the Zulaykha became old, especially because it passed some times after he became the treasury minister. His brothers came, and he called his father and his mother, his auntie's mother, of course, because his mother passed away. So his auntie, the sister of his mother, she was exist. She was, because as we mentioned, Yaqub, he was married to the two sisters. So the mother of Yusuf and the Benjamin, she passed away, but the other one, she was still alive. Okay, so he called them, all of them, to Egypt, and of course, sometimes long time passed away. So Zulaykha became very old. Okay, but Yusuf alayhi salam, he received the revelation to marry her. Okay, so he was married already, and he has children. Okay, but his wife, of course, she is the wife of a prophet. She was excellent, of course. So the people, they started to say how this young man married this old woman, especially because she was running, crying, weeping because of what happened to her. She was roughly blind because of that. So a miracle happened to that. That Yusuf alayhi salam, he was asked to cover her with his dress and remove it, and she came back as a young woman, beautiful as she used to be, and he married her, and he got two children from her. One of them, he was the grandfather for Nun, for Yusha ibn Nun. You know Yusha ibn Nun? Okay. Yusha ibn Nun, son of Nun. Yusha, you know, the boy was with Musa alayhi salam when they were in their trip. Okay, when they got the fish. And the fish. Okay, this is Yusha ibn Nun. He is the grandson of Yusuf, and grandson of Yusuf alayhi salam. Okay, you remember the story?
Yeah, the fish story, yeah.
Okay, so, and the mother, or the grandmother of Yusha ibn Nun, she is Zulaykha. Okay, so this is to teach us that following the curriculum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, following the steps of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, definitely will lead us to the best result, inshallah. Okay, it's clear? Any question about that? Okay, you can have some rest, 5 minutes break.